What's up, guys? Back here, live in Master Duel, starting in the second half, the fusion side of things. This time, we got the Melodious making their return to start of the new year, and we got us another video coming out for you guys in terms of finishing up the event in the second half. This time, we got 8 matchups for you guys. With that being said, let us finish off as we get the show started. And with this hand going second, this is no problem. Real normal Alistair getting the alt art invocation. King of the Swamp getting Poly it up. Alt art El Shaddai Construct. Wow. Shoutouts to the Shaddai structure deck when Construct was freed, if I recall, during that time in Yu-Gi-Oh's history of ban lists. Construct, Beast, and Perm the Construct. So invoke Shaddai with Fiend Smith? Yo, double yo. Alt art invoke Macabre. Also, in case if you guys missed out on that invocation animation, don't worry, you guys can just rewind that part literally whenever. And King of the Swamp substitute as Alistair the Invoker. Special solo, couplet, refrain scaled, concerto, Macabre, negate banish, simplify game state. And that is scoop phase for Invoked Shaddai Fiendsmith. Fabled Lurie, 2 Shaddai Falco, 2 King of the Swamp, 2 Shaddai Hedgehog, 2 Ash, 2 Reish Shaddai Wendy. Okay, so Invoked Shaddai, small Tearlament pack, and Fiendsmiths. Wow, 4 hybrids and 1 deck. Crazy. Tearlament Halfness, Shaddai Dragon, 3 Alistair the Invoker, one of which is alt arts. Nest Shaddai Genius, 2 Tearlament Sharon, Rainoheart, Lacrima Chick, 2 Shaddai Beast, Glossed Out Tear Cash, Hell Shaddai Hollow, Traps, Imperm, Tearlaments, Meta Noise, Crime, Soliac, and Shaddai Schism. Spell lineup: Feather Duster, Poly, Rhoda. If you're wondering about Rhoda in this build, it is your Tearlaments Rainoheart. 2 Shaddai Fusion, one of which is glossed out. 3 Invocation, one of which is alt art. Lightning Storm, Tearlament's Grief. 2 Fiendsmith's Trapped, one of which is a royal rare. 2 Magical Meltdown, Telement Screen, the Limited Super Poly, 2 El Shaddai Fuse, Telement's Heartbeat. Extra that consists of Glossed Out Muddragon of the Swamp, Royal El Shaddai Winda, Glossed Out Kid Kalos, Garura, Lacrima Fusion, Invoke Purgatrio, Alt Art Construct, Invoke Augudes, Telements Rukalos, Invoke Magistus Omega, Alt Art Invoke Macabre, Glossed Out Telements Kaleidoheart, Fiendsmith's Desiree, Grapha, and Fiendsmith's Sequence, because if you're wondering about links, somewhere in that line of text, it mentions Fusion Summon in it, so it makes sense. With this hand going first, this is no problem. Ostinato, Fuelos. Within situations like these about Fuelos, this made me think toss out Aria and Elegy to perform the Super O Lockout, reframe Real Normal, kill off Botcha, special Aria and Elegy, and pass. Trade in, discard Blue Eyes, Dictator of D, special it out, ditch the OT Fuse for Blue Eyes, Roar for Jet, Royal Jet Dragon, nice, OT Fuse, Tyrant Dragon, can't be killed due to Elegy, not dying by battle. Also, I'm not opted to use Honest and Score at the same time because this is not lethal range yet. Night Beam, kill off True Light, Tyrant Tribute for Santa Claus, Elegy over Dictator of D, switch both Aria and Refrain to defense, Santa draws one, and pass back to the opponent. Draw pass. Switch Aria to attack, tribute summon Mozarta to get over Santa Claus, Aria 1600, and pass. Simplified game state. Blue Eyes Twin Burst. It's been a hot minute about this, so 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons to make it, and then must be either Fuse Summon or Contact by sending the above monsters you control to the graveyard. Can't be killed by battle. It's a built-in Cyber Twin Dragon, and at the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, but if for some reason the opponent's monster was not killed by the battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. Does not target, by the way, which is stinks over Aria, to be specific. First attack, not opted. Second attack, this is where the game is immediately over. Damage step, Honest, the return of Honest, that is. During the damage step, when a light monster you control battles, as a quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. That monster gains that much in terms of opposing battling monster. So in most cases, she will be at 5,600. And then score here. During damage calculation, if a Melodious monster you control battles an opponent's monster as a quick effect, You can send this from hand to the grave, change the opponent's monster's stats to 0 until the end of this turn. In other words, game over. Three Blue Eyes, one of which is glossed out. Stone of Ancients, Maiden of White, Kaiba the Legend, 2 Dictator D, 2 Molcharmy Fuelos, one of which is glossed out. Blue Eyes Abyss, 2 Jet Dragon, one of which is royal. 3 Alternative White Dragon, one of which is royal. Man, okay, talk about some serious investment in Blue Eyes. 3 Chaos Max, 3 Chaos Dragon. I felt like the rituals are way too much, but at the same time, you got the 3 Advanced Ritual Art and the 3 Chaos Forms, so I wouldn't put it past it. 3 Trade-In, 3 Wishes, 2 Roar, 3 Ultimate Fuse, Majesty of the White Dragons, and True Light. Extra deck, 3 Tyrant, Twin Burst, the OG Blue Eyes Ultimate, Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate, Dragon Master Magia, 2 Spirit Dragons, one of which is glossed out, and Ultimate Spirit. And with this hand going second, this is never a problem. Millennium Monk. Exodia Fusion, of course. Setting the Exod. And it's simplified game state. Santa Claus hits, and it's go time. There's the Purge. First off, cool. Second of all, due to activating Purge from the hand to be specific, you cannot activate the effects of Dark, Water, and Fire monsters throughout the whole entire game. Dark Monster, and yet you cannot use Anaconda's effect because of Purge. So apparently, Purge just screwed you over. Now we can get to the list, because that was a little bit of a oopsie daisy for the sneak, but you guys seen it already, so it's all good from there. The 5 pieces of Exodia: basic, Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon, 2 Blue Eyes, 2 Sage, Kurikara, 2 Maiden of White, Assault Synchron, glossed out, the Ghost Girls, Ogre, Ash Blossom, and Belle, Neo Kaiser, Royal Primite Dragon, Ether Barrel, Alternative White Dragon, Jet Dragon, Glossed Out Heart of the Blue Eyes, Deep Eyes White Dragon. And the heart, again, glossed out. Nibiru and Chaos Max. Raigeki, glossed out Feather Duster, just like mine, of course. 3 Melody, Red Eyes Fusion. Royal Bingo Machine Go. Synchro Rumble. The one of Millennium Ankh to start the show. What are the odds in a fat 52 card deck? 2 Wishes, Roar, Mausoleum, Primite Lorelylude, Ultimate Fuse, Obliterate Blaze, Primite Drill Beam, 2 Imperm, True Light, Majesty of the White Dragons, the Ultimate Creature of Destruction, 3 Exod, and Dominus Purge. Extra that consists of Verte Anaconda, Ultimate Spirit Dragon, well, Synchro Dragon targets. Courtesy of Crimson Dragon, you got Ultimate Spirit, Cosmic Blazar, Stardust Seafer Divine, and then another light dragon target in general, depends on the level matching, would be the 3 Blue Eyes Spirit, Chaos Angel for the fusions, Dragon Master Magia, Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate, OG Blue Eyes Ultimate, Blue Eyes Tyrant, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. And with his hand going second, I think this is beyond amazing. Real Normal Malulu, Imperm to Malulu, and pass. Real Normal Reframe. There's Effect Veiler. Concerto for Botcha. Trigger. Effect Veiler again, but reframe scale, toss out Mozarta, cool, Arthalion Fused, kick back the 2, Malulu, setting, glossed out Ketu, nice. Veiler to hand, of course. And simplified game state. Top deck Super Poly for the sake of the crafted Secretarian Dragon. Level 8 Light Dragon Fuse that takes 1 Dragon and Spellcaster to make them. 3,000 flat on the attack, 1,500 defense. Loses 100 attack for each of your banished cards. While you control this fusion summon card, your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summon dragon or spellcaster monsters they control. You can target 1 dragon and 1 spellcaster monster in your graveyard, special one of them, and if you do, place the other one on the bottom of the deck. $3,000 beats by Secretarian and pass. Secretarian, 3,000 beats, and I'm going to play it safe by setting solo. And Draco Tail scoops. 3 Effect Veiler, Glossed Out Draco Tail Frixel, 3 Ash, 2 Bell, 3 Molcharmy Fulos, 3 Infinite Impermanence, so, and 2 Nib, yeah, and 2 Nibs. Quite the, long day there. And then, of course, the limited Phymena in terms of, hand traps. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16. And then if we included the use of Phymena as a hand trap on opponent's turn, because, you know, quick effect, that is a lot of hand traps to be dealt with. And then Draco Tails, as I already mentioned about Phymena and Frixel as one-ofs, 3 Malulu, 2 Urgula, 2 Pan, 3 Lucius, and then 1 of each Draco Tail trap, Sting, Flame, Horn, Lost Out Ketu, 3 Rahu, and then for more optimal ways of fusion summoning shtick, 1 Albaz, 2 Blazing Cartesia, Super Poly, and Branded Fuse. Extra that consists of Verte Anaconda, Cross Sheep, because somewhere in that line of text it mentions Fusion and Synchro in it. Multidaken at the Swamp, Garura, 2 Gulamel, Albion, Mirror Jade, Lubellion, Chaos Star Source, Philia Regis, Triple Arthalion, one of which is glossed out, and Secretarian Dragon for which, by the way, super polyed into it as you saw the matchup earlier. And with this hand going first, this is beyond broke. First movement solo, Chain Fulos. I was gonna go full combo, but Fulos made it happen. Effect Veiler to refrain anyway, and 2 set. Okay, finally a challenger. Yummies. The name of the game with these guys is that when it comes to yummies, they are all about if you control a Link 1 or a level 2 Synchro out of the Holy Trinity of the originals, you can summon these guys from the hand. And the gimmick of these Synchros is that for this card's Synchro Shokin, you can treat 1 Link 1 monster you control as a level 1 tuner, and anytime your opponent activates something, its quick effect is you can bounce this back to the extra to reborn up to 2 yummies from your graveyard. So, study time for yummies. Tupsy, Cookie, Lolipo, Marshmallow, all are level 1s. Tupsy, no attack, 1600 defense. Upon no more special, you can add 1 yummy card, spell/trap included, from deck to hand that isn't Cupsy, or special off from a Synchro monster, draw 1 instead. Hard once on Cupsy. In this one for Cookie, upon no more special, you can target 1 face-up monster opponent controls. Normally, it loses 1000 attack, or special by a Synchro, you can kill that monster instead. And Cookie stats, 1000 attack, no defense. Lolipo, 600 attack, 1200 defense. Upon no more special, you can target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it back into the deck, or if it was summoned off from a Synchro monster's effect, you can banish it instead. Marshmallow. 800 attack, 600 defense. In this one, if you control no monsters at all, or all monsters you control are light beast, you can free summon this guy from your hand. Upon normal or special, you can add one yummy spell trap from your grave to your hand, or special or from a Synchro monsters effect, you can place one yummy field or continuous spell / trap from your deck or banishment face up on your field instead. Each effect once per turn. As for the Synchros, they are level 2. Type C, no attack, 2200 defense. First chance, it is Synchro Shoken. You can add 2 yummy monsters from your deck to your hand, then discard one. Tuki, 1600 attack, no defense. First chance, it is Synchro Shoken. You can target up to 2 face-up monsters anywhere on the field, changing the face-down defense. So Book of Moon. Lolipo, first chance, it is Synchro Shoken. You can special 2 yummy monsters from your graveyard, but negate their effects. So way too much Reborn in a nutshell for Lolipo. 1200 both ways. And of course, Yummy Snatchy. Link 1, bottom middle arrow, 600 attack. That takes 1 level 4 or lower light beast monster to make it. If this card is special summon, not just link summon, special summon, you can place 1 yummy field spell from your hand or deck face up on your field. Also, you cannot link summon link 3 or higher when doing this for the rest of the turn. That effect is a once per turn, and then once per chain during the main phase or your opponent's battle phase. As a quick effect, you can pay 100 life, put up a quick synchro summon by using materials, including a yummy monster. And a common trend with yummies, all are light beasts. The only trap, Yummy Redemption. Monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each light beast monster in your field and graveyard. Once per chain, if you synchro summon a light beast, you can draw one, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. You can banish this from grave, then target 1 yummy monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Switch control of those 2 monsters, so built-in creature swap. Yummy spells. Yummy Usement Mignon and Yummy Usement Acroqui both share the exact same graveyard effect, which is if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 2 yummy monsters in your graveyard and or banishment, place this card and them on the bottom of the deck in any order. Same concept. So in this one for Acroqui, if you synchro summon a light beast synchro, doesn't gotta be yummies by the way, but any light beast synchro monster being synchro summoned, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, kill it. And then if a face-up monsters you control leaves the field by opponent's card effect outside of the damage step, more than 1 by the way, in terms of monsters, you can special 1 yummy monster from your deck. While Yummy Usement Mignon is yummy monsters you control gain 500 attack for each light beast monster on the field, not just yours, but opponents too, if you were to play out the mirror. Each of the following effects once per turn. So we already went through the graveyard effect. So in this one, if you control a Link 1 monster, you can target 1 level 1 yummy monster in your graveyard specialist. So nice extension there. Yum Yum Yummies. Continuous spell. Got this card in Royal, by the way. Each time 2 or more yummy monsters are specialed to your side of the field at the same time, you gain 500 life, and if you do, your opponent loses 500 life. Each of the following effects once per turn. You get paid 500 life, then target 2 face-up monsters anywhere on the field, including a Yummy Snatchy, send both, and if you do, put up a Synchro summon of a Yummy Synchro. This is treated as a Synchro summon. If your opponent activates a card or effect outside of the damage step, you can pay 1 your life, once resolved, link summon 1 Yummy Link monster, being Snatchy. Yummy Surprise. Quick play spell. Activate one of those effects, but you can use each effect once per turn. Target 2 light beasts you control and 2 cards your opponent controls. Kit them back to the hand so it's double compulse on each side. Special 1 Yummy from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot direct attack this turn. Extension. Or return 1 field spell from your face-up field or graveyard to the hand. Then you can place 1 Yummy field spell from your hand face-up on your field. Basically, it's meant to duck and dodge in terms of removal for the sake of saving your field spell. Other than that, that's all of the Yummy cards covered. Tupsy for Marshmallow. Snatchy. Also, cool on the summon animation. Chalice to Snatchy. And obviously, the said Silent Graveyard is not going to do anything, so simplified game state. Discarding Bell, which is nice. Synchro into Cupid Pitch. Damage step Honest on Cupid Pitch. And pass back. Knowing that Cupsy? Yeah, Cupsy's defense is way too large. There's nothing we can do about it at the moment. So Yummy player setting 1. Back to attack. Refrain goes just for the sake of score. Getting over Cupsy Synchro and pass back. Puree map for Cupsy. Real normal Cupsy. Getting Cookie. And basically this is going to be some serious back and forth action. Top deck Soprano. Attentive Fuse. Set Imperm. Real normal Cookie. Debuff the Soprano just to hit it over and pass. Top deck Solo. Still not enough to make it lethal thanks to Cookie. Set Monster, set back row, and Yummy Scooped. Two Effect Veiler, 2 Droll, 3 Bond the Fairy Spirit, 3 Cupsy, 3 Cookie, 3 Lolipo, 1 Marshmallow. If I recall, in terms of the real deal list, I believe Marshmallow is at 2 in terms of Master Duel's list, but in the event, it's at 1 because, let's be real, card is amazing. 3 Ash, 2 Bell, 3 Molcharmy Fuelos, 3 Regulus the Fairy Beast, 2 Nibiru, 3 Imperm, 2 Red Reboot, 1 for 1 Talent, 2 Puree Map, 1 of each Yummy Field Spell, Mignon, Acroquee, and 1 Yummy Surprise, even though you get to use 3 effects in 1 turn in terms of, you know, having multiple copies. Extra that consists of Baron, Tatsunoko, Martial Metal Marcher, the Starham, Herald of Arclight, Cupid Pitch, Black Rose, Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. I am shocked, surprised. Opponent didn't think of Stardust Dragon. And then one of each Yummy Synchro and Yummy Snatchy limited for this event. And with this hand going second, this is excellent. Simplified game state. Whoa! Giving away the impulse in terms of being banished for the sake of Diabellstar Vengeance. That is a stone cold killer move. Night Beam hitting Azamina Determination. Ostinato. It's a good thing opponent got rid of those impulse. And that was basically GG from there, because even though opponent would end up getting rid of Botcha, if I opted not to trigger Botcha, we could just literally outright Ostinato again and go to town on another combo. Straight up Azaminas. 3 Lava Golem. And we'll just cover the non-ninja stuff first. So 3 Lava Golem, Raigeki, Feather Duster, 3 Reasoning, Talent, Thrust, Sinful Spoil Subversion, Philia Diabell, Super Poly, Wanted, Sinful Spoils of Doom, Ursula, 3 Imperms, Dominance Impulse, Curse Diabell, and of course, the Sinful Spoil cards. As I already mentioned about the Wanted, Sinful Spoils of Doom, Ursula. I already mentioned Subversion. The Limited Deception, because let's be real, cards too nuts. And then 2 Betrayal Silvera, 2 Slumber Morian, and then Sinful Spoils Awakening, alongside with Diabell's The Original Sin Keeper and the 3 Diabellstar, along with Diabellstar Vengeance, and then Azamina cards, 2 Hollowed Azamina, 3 Azamina Deptors, 3 Azamina Determination, and then of course the honorary fusion summoning card of the limited Super Poly. Extra that consists of Mud Dragon, Azamina Elia Sylvia, 2 Mu Ursilago, Sol Erisithon, Moa Regina, 2 Saint Azamina, Azamina. No, really. Its name is literally Azamina. Poplar of the White Forest, Silvera, Glossed Out, Baron, Royal Chaos Angel, Juraishin, the Cursed Thunder God, never saw this one in action, level 11, Earth Psychic Synchro, 3100 both ways. That takes 1 non-tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters to make it as a level 11. And the fact that this gigantic creature happens to be in Earth Assuming that if this card is synchro summoned properly, Vernon Sylphs can actually bring this guy back, which is amazing. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect, gain 300 life when it resolves. During your opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can pay 1500 life points and tribute this card to activate one of those following effects. Destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls, so it's Raigeki face-up monsters, or destroy all face-up spell traps your opponent controls. Face-up version of Feather Duster / Lightning Storm. Hard once on the effect of duration. Glossed out Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. And this next matchup, with this hand going first, this is solid. First movement solo for Refrain, getting Soprano because we already hard opened the couplet, getting Concerto, fuse into Boccia, Bestial Magnamut, banishing the solo, Refrain scale, Boccia for Tantam, Poly up, simplified game state. Magnuma getting Dragon Maid Ernest. Tribute Shuberta for Gameciel. Banish. We do not want to return Magnuma to the hand because he'll enable his effect to be used again. So simplified game state. Glossed out Ladies. Alt Art Hospitality. Nice. Specifically, in the draw phase, that will be Flowering Etoile banished to Compulse Ladies Dragon Maid because we don't want it to reach standby phase for the sake of fusion summoning. So as a result, no show or house or any other dragon fusion to come out, according to Ladies. Yeah, literally any dragon fusion in general. Slaps. Couplet for Concerto. Night Beam hitting, tiding. Simplified game state. Okay, so knowing my opponent has a Dragon Maid Tiding in the graveyard, the case is you can banish this from grave, special one Dragon Maid from your hand or graveyard in defense, but return it to the hand during the end phase. So to circumvent this, double Shuberta, because even though her effect is not a hard once per turn, her effect is once while face up. So to circumvent this, double Shuberta, because even if my opponent were to chain the trap for the sake of specialing a Dragon Maid from the hand or graveyard, we can always use the second copy effect to make sure that those Dragon Maids from the graveyard cannot be reborn, which is, again, amazing. Special Sonata for the boost. And that completely checks the Dragon Maids. Chopina over Santa. Maybe that's why he didn't want to use the graveyard effect. Because compulsing from both sides. And on top of that, one effect per turn and only once that turn. So one effect or the other can't do both. Magnamut. Banishing Soprano. Schuberta over Magnamut. And it is still lethal before the Dragon Maid get another search. As for the list, Ghost Ogre, 2 Ash, one of which is alt art, 3 Molcharmy Fuelos, 2 Nibiru, 3 Imperm, and then non-engine, I guess, Magnamut, 2 Gameciel Kaijus, Raigeki, Feather Duster, Heavy Storm, Return of the Dragon Lords, 3 Hospitality? Yeah, 3 Hospitality, one of which is alt art, 1 Changeover, 1 Super Poly, and then Dragon Maids, 3 Kitchen, 3 Parlor, 1 Nurse, 3 Chamber, 1 Ernest, Tinkek, Lorpar, Sehermba. Random fun fact, by the way, when it comes to Dragon Maid Lorpar's discard effect, target 1 face-up monster anywhere on the field. Players cannot activate the targeted effects on the field this turn. So, real cool news, because Lorpar is able to deal with towers-like monsters in terms of unaffected by everything else, this makes players unable to activate cards such as Lunalight Liger Dancer because, again, Lorpar affects the player and not the monster. Tech talk about this card coming soon. As I already mentioned, the 3 Hospitality, which is part of Dragon Maids. Changeover, as I already mentioned. And the 3 Dragon Maid Hiding. Extra that consists of Mud Dragon of the Swamp, Garura, Chaos Star Source, glossed out by the way, 2 Ladies, one of which is glossed out, Philia Regis, 3 House Dragon Maid, 3 Show, one of which is glossed out. And last but not least, with his hand, this should be nice. So simplified game state. Boogie Eclipse, on draw, Raigeki, Bacha, Reborn Aria, Concerto, draw 1, Time Tearing, so that means no monster hand traps, it's Pot of Greed, and it's double summon. Time Lords, Michion enables to get my life points cut in half, and Mount of the Bound is there because anti-target of level 10s, or can't be killed by card effects. So to circumvent the field spell from anti-target, Flowering Etoile is a card. Banish the Aria, kick back the Michion. Does not target, by the way. At 4,200, a little more than half to dish out. Pot of Greed. The return of Michion. Cut my points in half again. And hello. Let's see. Return that many face-up cards. That is not what I thought it was. In my defense about the does not target return, I thought it can be any card your opponent controls, but nope. Turns out it's face-up cards, to be specific. Set cards do not count. And if the opponent doesn't have anything with that one set, it's basically lethal. And that's that for Fusion/Synchro Festival Plus. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And in a good day as of either tomorrow or 2 days tops at the time this happens, at the time you're watching this video, I should say, deck profiles from both sides will be up coming soon. Catch you guys next time.